Hello, I'm Fee, and today's class is made up of some pre-Pilates and Pilates exercises. So it's a nice level 1 basic class to get you moving, feeling some nice rotation and waking you up. So nothing too strenuous, although if you want to do some more advanced moves and you know what you're doing, please feel free to modify. But it's just a simple, let's get moving class. So I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and press the like button to be kept up to date. So let's get going. Okay, let's start class finding our nice Pilates stance. So bring your feet together, turn them out so your toes are out and your heels are together, slight bum squeeze, and then bring your heels in line with your toes. And feel that connection of your big toe, little toe and heel on both feet, and then the big toe and heel on opposite legs, just to get that little bit of inner thigh connection. Then drawing your tummy button back towards your spine to feel your abdominal area tighten, breathing through that throughout class. Let's start by warming up the shoulders and getting rid of any tension. So right hand on left shoulder, just grab that upper bit of muscle and give it a little bit of a massage just to release off any tension that you might be feeling. A little bit more of a squeeze, as hard as you like or as soft as you like, depending how tight it's feeling. And then let's do the same on the other side. So grab, find that muscle, work through any particular areas that are a little bit more tender. Just enjoy that little bit of release before we start. And then hands by your sides, we'll continue just to release off these upper trapezius muscles. So put the backs of your hands together, keeping the arms as long and straight as you can. Just do some nice shoulder rolls. So bring the shoulders up to the ears and back round behind. If it's feeling particularly tight or uncomfortable, just start really small and gradually increase the size of the circle. And again, you might feel some creaking or some crunching. Try and work through that, really focusing on just keeping those arms as straight as possible to make sure that those scapula at the back, the big shoulder blades, are doing all the heavy lifting. And it's not just your arms moving up and down. So let's just do a couple more. Let's do 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Nice big one up to the ears and down. Okay, let's finish off just releasing those traps. Arms by your side, just shoulder shrug all the way up to the ears. And then again, leading from the back of the shoulder blade. Imagine that's drawing down your back to bring your shoulders and arms down by your sides. So up and down. And let's breathe in as we take the shoulders up and breathe out as they draw down your back. So they're dripping into your back pockets. Really allow your arms to be heavy and just hang loosely by your sides, releasing any tension that's left in those shoulders. And just 2 more. Final time. Lovely, does that feel good? Okay, we're going to start waking up our serratus muscles, which, as you know, cross from around your ribs through the external obliques into the internal obliques, and then also connecting to the inner thighs to get our lovely cross body strength through the abs. So this is where, if you've got a pad or a cushion you can grab it because it's on nice pillow squeezing. So same stance, feeling your big toe, little toe and heel, inner thigh connected. Pillow just under the elbow, and the elbow will be just proud of your ribs. And all I need you to do as you breathe out is squeeze and hold that pillow for a count of 5, focusing on in the armpit, trying not to lift the shoulder, and then release as you breathe in. So I'll do that this way around, see if that helps seeing. So squeezing in without lifting the shoulder, but squeezing, breathing out for a count of 5, and then releasing off. Breathe out. Squeeze the armpit towards the ribs, and you should feel that lovely connection in the serratus muscles, giving you strength. And release. And 2 more. Squeeze. And release. Final time. Squeeze armpit in, inner arm towards the ribs, and release. And then swap to the other side. So place the cushion or pad, or if you don't have one, don't worry, you can still use that strength of squeeze. Keeping the shoulder down, breathing out, squeezing the inner arm towards the ribs for a count of 5, and then releasing. And again, squeeze and release. And breathe out, squeeze and release. 3 more. Squeeze, holding, and release. Final 2. Squeeze that pillow and release. And then final time, squeeze that upper arm. Breathing out as you hold and release. Lovely, well done. So just place the block down. Still finding your Pilates stance. Cross your hands in front of your chest, as if you're a little Cossack dancer. So we're going to add some rotation into the spine. So keeping that tummy button engaged, slight squeeze of the bum and inner thighs connected. As you breathe in, you're going to rotate the ribs to the right and breathe out. Recenter and to the left. Breathing in and breathing out. So keep going like that. Opposite sides, breathing in to rotate and breathing out to recenter. Now as you do this, make sure as you breathe in, you're not lifting your shoulders or taking your arms too far behind. Your arms go where your ribs go, back to center, and to the other side, and keeping the shoulders placed where they're set. And breathe out to center. Breathe in to rotate. So you can see it's just the ribs going. Breathe out to center. And in. And out. In. And out. Final time, breathing in to rotate. So the hips still face forward. Breathe out to recenter. And final time to the left, breathing in and breathing out to recenter. Lovely. Arms down by your side. Let's just finish off the standing section with our side bend. So placing a hand high up on your ribs as far as possible, and you're going to bend over to your right, pulling those ribs away from that hand as much as possible, keeping the other arm just dangling. And breathe into restack. And 4 more. 4. Breathing out to bend. And in. And 3. And straighten. And 2. And straighten. And 1. And straighten. Arm down by your side and change sides. Again, find a position as high up on your ribs as possible. Then breathing out, think about drawing the ribs away from that hand as you bend over for 5. Breathe in to straighten. and 4. That's it. And 3. And 2. Breathing out, drawing those ribs away from the hand, going as far as you can. And final time, breathing out. And straighten, and then relax. So let's move down to the mat. We're going to start in semi-supine, doing our pelvic tilting to finish warming up the back. Now if you're using a head block or a head pad, just put it to one side to start with so we don't strain the neck. So again, find your big toe, little toe and heel connection. You should feel a little gap in your lumbar spine, put the back of your ribs and your shoulders and your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. So just to find that, if you have trouble, feet together, knees together, open the toes, bring the heels in line. Just take the shoulders up to your ears, draw them down the mat, keep them wide, turn your palms to face the ceiling to feel that width. Just sink into the mat for a short moment, then turn your palms to face the floor. And from there, just a little engagement to get those pelvic floor and abs working, drawing tummy button back in towards the spine. Breathing in, and then as you breathe out, draw that tummy button to spine even more, just to soften the lower back into the mat, and breathe in to replace. And keep going in your own breath pattern, breathing out to tilt your pelvis, and breathing in to place it back. So you can imagine that you've got a glass of water or something on your stomach, and as you tilt your pelvis, the contents are flowing towards you, and as you place your pelvis back to the start, it's nice and flat again. Let's work a little higher. So as you breathe out, tummy button to spine, peeling up just to the lower ribs, and breathing in to place yourself back down. And again, breathing out and breathing in. And let's change that breath a little more. So breathe out, tummy button to spine, tilt the water towards you, peel all the way up to about bra strap level or mid-shoulder, top shoulder area. Breathing in there, wide and full. As you breathe out, peeling down, imagine your chest is softening to place the upper back, middle back and lower back onto the mat. And one more, breathing out, peeling off. Breathing in wide and full at that top point, and breathing out, peeling your spine back to the mat. And let's bring the arms up into it, so peeling off as you breathe out, arms raise up towards the ceiling. As you breathe in, reach the arms, and as you breathe out, peel your back onto the mat. And then arms can either circle around by your side or straight back down, ready to go again. Breathing out, placing yourself back down onto the mat. If your arms are circling around, make sure you keep control of those ribs and the abs so they don't pop up. So as your arms circle around, really keep that connection going. And one more time, peeling off. Reach for the ceiling, breathing wide and full, and then breathing out, placing your body back down onto the mat. Arms circle down by your sides. Okay, that'll do for now. So if you do have a block or a head pad and want to use it for comfort, it's safe to do so now. So put it in position if you wish, and we'll move on to our hip rolls. So lying back, still in semi-supine, this time bring your feet and your knees glued together. You've still got your ab connection, always, arms down by your sides. So it's adding in the rotation. Loose fingers on the floor. You don't need to grip, but just take your knees over to one side, and you want to keep the back and sides of your ribs as much as possible on the floor, so don't go too far and the knees stay in line. Breathing out, draw tummy button to spine to recenter, and then over to the other side. So you can see, keeping as much of the back and sides of the ribs on the mat as possible, and then back to center. So you can keep at this level. Breathing in to take the knees over, relaxing through the shoulders, breathing out, tummy button to spine to recenter. Still very much working at a level that you're comfortable with. If you're feeling confident, bring your legs up into tabletop and continue. So just taking the knees over as far as you can hold through the abs, breathing out. It's that abdominal strength that brings you back to the center point, and again over to the other side. So pick a level that you're happy with, either feet on the floor or feet in tabletop. Keep breathing in to rotate over, breathing out to draw those legs back. Focusing on every now and then getting those shoulders relaxed again if there's any tension that's crept in, and keeping the knees very much in line. If they're up and you want an extra challenge, as your knees go over, just straighten that top leg as much as possible, breathing out to come to the center again. Bend the leg and then over to the other side. So again, it's just the ribs staying down, the hips are rotating, and the knees are staying very much in line. We're going to do 2 more to each side. It's nice and slow, because that's getting the abdominal muscles being challenged and your oblique muscles challenged. That's it. Drawing back to center, and then final time over to the side. Breathing out to recenter, and then final time. Breathing in to rotate those hips, and breathing out to recenter. Well done. Place your feet back down on the mat. Arms can come up towards the ceiling, and we'll work on our arm and leg slides. So opposite arm and leg can slide away as you breathe in. Breathe out again, really control, sucking through the abs to draw the leg and the hand back to the center point, and change sides. Extend away, breathing out to recenter. You can use both arms at the same time if you wish. If you're feeling a bit wobbly today, don't worry, just focus on keeping the legs still and just working the arms, or just working with the legs, having your hands down by your sides. So really pick a level that you're comfortable with and stick with that today. You can always mix it up another day. Remember, it's all about how your body is feeling on any day, and each day is different. As it really stretch the arms and legs away, whichever version you're doing, find that stretch, keeping control of the ribs and the abs, breathing out to come back to center and stretching away. And let's just do one more. Breathing in to extend, breathing out to center, and breathing in to extend, and out to center, and then relax. And extend both legs. Might as well use this position, arms behind your head. They come up to the ceiling, you nod your head, breathe out, flex your feet. Think about drawing the abs into your body to come up to sitting and bending forward, getting a bit of flexion through that roll up. So again, like the pelvic tilting, you're thinking about each part of the spine working through. And back to the ceiling, nod the head, flex the feet. Use the abs to curl you forward. Soften the feet as you bend forward. Sitting up nice and tall. And then breathing out, drawing in through the abs. So you can see this flexion in the lower spine to take it back down to the mat. Arms overhead. Really flex the feet as you bring the arms to the ceiling, nodding the head. Press those heels away. Really help keep the shoulders and arms nice and wide. And then curling forward. Sitting tall before flexing back to go back into the roll down. You keep working through this, rolling up or rolling down. If you can't get up, just roll over onto your side, come to sitting and work on that rolling back, because all of that is building strength through your abs, through your obliques. And just see how far you get. So remember, if you can't come up, you find something's locked, roll onto your side, come to sitting, and try again. If it's really not working, just grab hold of your thighs and control it with your knees bent. Seeing how much of your spine you can work through. So let's just do 2 more, whatever version you're doing. Breathing out to come up. Restacking, sitting up. Breathing out to come back down. And then just hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side if you need a little bit of release. And then from there, nod the head, curl up, send your shins away. Just lift your toes a little bit and we'll do single leg stretch. So extend a leg, keeping curled up. So more flexion, more ab work. Straighten and send that leg away as far as you can. And the challenge is to keep your chest aiming towards your knee and not bring your knee in towards your chest. Lovely. So again, let's do this for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7. Keep curling up. 6 and 5. Think about squeezing the bum as the leg extends away. 3 and 2 and 1. And then hug your knees back in. Breathe, rock from side to side. Just move on, final time, onto double leg stretch. So nodding the head, curling forward. And this time you extend both legs, squeezing them together. Take your arms away, lean back ever so slightly, then curling forward. Extend away. Curling forward, you're really using those abs. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of shake of work by now. Same principles apply. Chest towards the knees, not knees towards the chest. Really getting that working. Oh, I can feel the groans from here. That's it. And 3. And 2. And 1. Stretch it away. Then hug those knees in. Breathe, rock from side to side, releasing any tension. Okay, let's roll over onto our fronts. So again, if you want to use a cushion under your forehead, you can do. Otherwise, you can just use your hands under your forehead. So let's start. Just make sure your legs are in parallel and that you have your front of your thighs firmly on the ground. You want to think about pressing your pubic bone and pelvis in towards the mat so you don't get too much strain on your back, and also keep your shoulders away from your ears. So find a comfy position. We're just going to work on squeezing the bottom and getting those glute muscles really nice and active. So lying face down, just relax everything, press that pubic bone into the ground, shoulders down, and as you breathe out, you want to think about squeezing in from both hip joints and holding that bum squeeze for a count of 10, 100% effort, and then releasing. So you can probably see a big difference in mine from blobby release to tight, active glutes as I breathe out and release. 2 more sets, breathing out. And relax. Final set, breathe out. And release. So moving on to getting the hamstrings working now. So we want about 50% effort of that glute squeeze that we've just done. So squeezing the bum. We'll work on the right leg. So as you breathe out, just bend at the knee to aim the heel towards the middle of the bottom and really extend it away. You can have your head down, just want to make sure you can hear me. So breathing out to squeeze, breathing in to extend. All the time thinking shoulders relaxed, pubic bone still aiming into the mat. Thinking about those hamstrings firing. And final 5. 5 as you breathe out and extend. And 4. Extend. And 3. Extend. And 2. Extend. You can flex your foot if you want, or just let it hang, just not doing anything. A little relax in between, set yourself up for the other side. So 50% squeeze of the bottom, then squeeze as you breathe out, and breathe in to extend away. Drawing those shoulders down, you can see mine had crept up a little bit. Breathing out to bend. Breathe in to extend. And hopefully the foot is not doing anything in particular. It shouldn't be twisting or turning. Just want to think about aiming the heel towards the midline of your bottom. So we're all human. If mine's not doing what I'm telling you it should be doing, it's something that I'm aiming for. And final 3. And 2. Final time. So if you want to in between, you can always just sit back into a child pose to release the back if you find you've got any tension. Really sink back into the heels, coming straight back onto the front. This time we're going to do proper Pilates single leg kick. So take your legs a little bit wider and come onto your forearms, or make little fist. You want to think nice and drawn up through the abs, nice and tall through the front of your body. So same hamstring stretch, so squeeze the bottom 50%, and then we're going to point and flex and extend. Change sides. Point and flex and extend. That's it. Point and flex and extend. Point and flex and extend. So all the time you're doing this, those hamstrings are working, the bum is squeezed, your abs are drawing in, your shoulders are down. You're getting control of your body to really get that hamstring curl under control, and you're not just flinging your leg anywhere in the air. Really squeeze, flex, extend away. It's lovely, isn't it, once it gets going? Nice rhythm. And again, flex, extend, and point, and flex, extend, point, and flex, extend. Final time, point, and flex, and extend, and point, and flex, and extend. Lovely, well done. Again, sitting back into a child pose, just to release any tension in your back. And then let's move on to get a little bit more extension in the upper body. You can have your legs separated, and if you wish, just turn your toes away from you so you're feeling as if you're resting on any bunions that might be forming. Arms either side of the mat, elbows bent. So you're sort of balancing on your nose. As you breathe out, you squeeze the bum, you press into the forearms, just to raise your upper body ever so slightly off the mat, and then place it down again. So again, thinking shoulders away from the ears, you're pressing your forearms just to think, lifting your upper body ever so slightly diagonally forward and up. And if you're feeling comfortable, you can extend your arms so they're a little bit straighter, but make sure you're not feeling anything in your lumbar spine. And again, breathing out, squeezing the bum, thinking tall. You should feel a lovely stretch through tummy button, through your chest. Your legs are staying down at this point. Think your head lengthening away, your shoulder blades drawing down your back, your bottom squeezing, 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 keeping that back safe. And two more. Breathe in, then breathe out. That's it. Squeeze the bottom. Think long through the front of the body, crown of the head reaching away. And then final time, pressing into the forearms. Think stretch through the front of the body, squeezing the bum to stay up there. And then place yourself down. From here, squeeze the bum, 100% effort, and see if you can lift the legs off the floor, flex the feet, and then beat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it down. Squeeze the bum and lift the legs, flex the feet and beat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the legs down. Squeeze the bum, lengthen the legs away, lift them up, flex the feet and beat 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the legs down. Final time, squeeze the bum, lift the legs, flex them, beat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time keep them up. Then as they go down, press into the forearms, tummy button to spine, still squeezing the bum. You can lift your body up. Then as you're squeezing your bum, still 100% effort, bend the elbows. And your legs will lift. And keep doing that. Little small swan dive. Nice and slow for today. So you're acting like a little rocking horse as your legs come up, your head and body go down, pressing in to raise the head and body. Your legs will go down. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Good work. Round the pelvis and the bum. Strength around the shoulder blades. Remember those serratus muscles we worked on as we warmed up in the pillow squeeze. It's that strength from under the armpits. Gives you the control. One more time up. Then lower the body. Relax into the mat. And gradually press up. Sitting back into a really nice wide child pose. Stretch the arms away from you. And just breathe into your back. Just to release it off. Right, let's move on to our sides. So you want to come onto one side with your knees bent up, shins in line with the front of the mat. If you've got a pad, it's going to be a lot more comfortable, or a cushion. And you want it a little bit further behind you, because we're going to start with, again, a little bit of rotation in the upper body. But find your good side lying position. So you want shoulder stacked over shoulder, hip over hip, knees over knees, and think about drawing that underneath waist away from the mat, so you've got a nice bit of length in that top line of your body. So let's start with arms out in front. And just feel that position. Find it finally. And then as you next breathe in, start taking the arm up to the ceiling and allow the ribs to rotate as you watch them take your arm behind you. It might or might not go back to the floor. Have another breath in at that point, and then breathing out. Use your tummy button to spine abs to bring that arm back. I'm just going to shuffle forward so I've got a bit more room. But carry on. So breathing in, take the arm to the ceiling. Breathing out, allow those ribs to rotate round. Watching your arm as it goes, as you breathe in and sink a little bit further. Breathe out, tummy button to spine to pull those ribs back round to the start. And we'll do 3 more. Really enjoy this stretch. And 2. And then final one. Then from here, just shuffle your feet back so the heels are more in line with the middle of your bottom, and you can just shuffle your arms to be somewhere more comfy. We'll work on the shell. So again, still keeping control of your abs on your side, and you just want to breathe out and open that top knee without rocking your pelvis all back. So really think just getting that leg moving in the hip joint. That's it. So it might be a really small movement. You might not be able to open very far before you find your pelvis moves. Just keep that range of motion to a place that is sensible and comfortable for you. You can see I've got a little bit of a shake of work going on here, because I don't find this easy. And just 2 more. And final time. And extend the legs away and extend that upper arm away. So again, if you want, you can have a pillow cushion between that arm and your head. You can have a hand for balance or on the side, and again, think drawing up that waist away from the mat. We're going to do double leg lift. So as you breathe out, you're going to think drawing the legs into the body as they hover, And you can hover the head if you wish and place it down. Breathing out to lift. And keep looking at the floor if you're lifting your head, if you find you're getting a little bit of a crick in the neck. And you're trying not to rock forward and backwards. And you're thinking inner thighs glued together and the bottom leg is doing all of that heavy lifting. That's it. Still thinking shoulders relaxed as much as possible. And then we've got final two. And then final one. Then raise that top leg to hip height. Thinking about the inner thigh, the underneath leg, just lifting and lowering for 10, 9, 8, 7, still keeping abs engaged, shoulders relaxed. 4. So again, if you find your feet are doing something odd, just let them hang. It's your inner thighs squeezing up, or the underneath one squeezing up. 2. Final time. 1. Then you can either bend the underneath leg up, keeping the top leg at hip height. And we'll do 2 kicks forward. Squeeze the bum to take the leg behind you. If you're feeling comfortable and confident with that, you can extend the underneath leg, come up onto your elbow and do that side kick. So again, you're trying not to allow the body to rock too much. That's it. Still drawing the underneath waist away from the mat, even though it's up maybe. Always remember to smile. It does help when things get hard. Probably feeling a little bit of ache in that top hip. We've just got 2 more. And then final kick. And final squeeze. Lovely. Give that hip a little bit of love. And we'll roll over onto the other side. So grab your pillow. Get it slightly behind your head so you've got somewhere to roll onto. Find that nice sideline position, lengthen the top side, palms together, and breathing in to lift the arm, breathe out, rotate, take it around. Breathing in to start bringing it back, breathing out, using the abs, the obliques to close off. That's it. Enjoy this lovely stretch. So remember, relax those shoulders. Keep drawing the waist away from the mat. Think long in the top line. Watch the arm as it goes, wherever it goes. But remember, it only goes as far as those ribs will take it. So the ribs are leading the movement. When the arm comes up in line with the ribs start rotating, taking over, and taking the arm behind. That's it, we've got 2 more. Breathing in. Really finding some movement, rotation in the spine. And then final time. That's it. So then shuffle the feet back, ready for the shell. Remember, heels in line with your bottom. Get comfy with your top half. Underneath waist, drawing away. And then breathing out just to raise that knee as far as you can without rolling the pelvis. There you go. Think long shoulders down. You might want to think maybe drawing an arc with that knee. So it's really working the sides of your glute medius, the rotating part of your bottom. And 2 more. And final time. Good, then extend both arms, legs away. Pad in between if you need it. And just find hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, underneath waist again. Arms down. And as you breathe out, squeezing the legs together, lifting and hovering. Ooh, little bit wobbly this side. Always something to work on. And maybe think about the legs drawing in, the head drawing in as you lift and lengthening away as you lower down. Keeping the underneath waist engaged, keeping the shoulders relaxed. And again, if you need a hand in front of you just to help with the balance, that's perfectly fine. Again, it's an aim just to be able to lie on your side as if you were standing straight and to work. So we've got 3 more. 3. And 2. And final time. And down. Then lifting that top leg to hip height. Thinking about squeezing the inner thigh of the underneath leg up and down. Thinking length away. And no funny business with the feet, remember, they're just at the end of the leg. And keep your top half down. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Then shuffle, either bend your knee or come up onto your elbow with a nice straight leg for the final side kick. So 2 kicks forward, thinking underneath waist, still drawing away from the mat. Squeezing the bottom as the leg goes behind. Try not to lean forward too much, or keeping your body as stable as possible. Getting a load of independent movement through that hip joint. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And final 1. Squeeze behind. And then give that hip a little bit of a rub of love. Well done. Okay, let's come to sitting. You want to be finding those sit bones, the bony parts of your bottom. You want to think tummy, button to spine, and imagine you've got a rod straight up your back and straight across your arms. Now, if you've got any shoulder problems or issues, you can, of course, just cross your arms in front of your chest, but full spine twist just imagine those arms are resting on a shelf and they stay there and trying to keep those shoulders away from your ears. So same rotation, breathing in to rotate, breathing out to center, breathe in to rotate, breathe out to center. So as you rotate round, your legs should be staying in line with each other, and you should think spiraling up to the ceiling every time you come back to this center point. So you're growing taller and taller. Breathing in, breathing out, and in, and out. Rotation, fantastic for a waist. Gets those oblique muscles working so hard. So if you need to grab something and bung it in the washing machine, this is the muscles, or these are the muscles that really help keep you supported as you turn around and pick something up. Oh, good, good, good. If it's getting too much on the legs, feel free just to bend and soften the knees or sit up on a block. That's it. Let's go once more to the left. Once more to the right. Lovely, then give it all a little shake. And you can take your legs nice and wide apart. And again, if you need to refine those sit bones, arms out, probably in line with the outside of your legs, will move on to the saw. So still adding the rotation. Think about pressing the legs into the ground. Breathe in to rotate, back arm goes down, breathe out to reach and saw off the little toe. Breathe in to stack, breathe out to center. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In, out, in and out. Breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep going as you rotate round, reaching forward. You want to think of the opposite leg glued down. That's it. Breathe out, breathe in and center. Couple more. Keep going. Remember, opposite leg stays glued down as you soar forward. And sitting up nice and tall in the middle. If you need to press with that back hand as you reach forward, that's perfectly acceptable. Lovely. Then give the legs a little bit of a shake and we'll finish that there. And we'll come onto our hands and knees. So we'll work on the dog, which is really good for the back. So in your quadruped position, you want to find your hips over knees and shoulder over wrist. You want to have a little softness in that shoulder, in the elbow joint, just to make sure they're not locked and getting any bone friction. You want to think strength round the serratus, your armpit strength. So back is nice and flat, your head is in line with the spine, looking just in front of your hands. From here, just reach an opposite arm and leg away along the mat and bring it back. And then change sides. And you're trying to do that without rocking from side to side or shifting the weight in your body. If you find you are, just check where your feet are, because sometimes if they're doing something funny, it might put you off balance. So extending an arm and leg and then drawing it back. That's it. And if you're really comfortable here that you're not doing anything funny with your back, just go straight into re-extending an arm and leg away in the air, placing it down, trying to minimize any rocking from side to side. You're drawing up through your abdominals without shifting your back. And again, you're trying not to walk up the mat. I've got a little bit of movement. It's not ideal. That's it. Lovely. So nice long stretch and placing everything down. One more each side. And again, stretching away, placing it down. If you need to, just sit back, release the wrists, because we're going to try our front pull prep. So again, if you want to, you can come from all fours, find your nice position, then step back one foot, then the other. So your back stays exactly in the same place. And from here, we're going to rock forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Lift your left leg, rock forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back. Place the leg down, change sides, forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back. Place the legs down, place the knees down, sit back, give your wrists a little bit of love. Ready to go again. So you can carry on doing that. An alternative, if it's too much on your wrists at this stage, just come onto your forearms. Practice holding. And if you want to put in a little rock, it's probably easier on both legs, although you can lift one leg then the other. Either way, you want to be really sure you're not sinking into your shoulders and you're keeping the shoulders away from the ears. So let's try one more full set. Coming onto your hands and knees. Obviously, if you're working along with me, you can just keep going at your speed. Just be conscious of what you're doing. Find your placement. You want to, when you're there, you want to keep your back in that one long line. So forward and back. You're not doing a downward dog. It's just forward and back, getting mobility through the shoulder, and then lifting one leg forward and back. And then replacing it down, lifting the other one, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Feet down, knees down, sit back and release the wrists. Looking good, feeling strong, feeling sweaty. I know I am, so I hope you are. Let's just release the back out from there. So again, hands and knees, we'll just do a lovely cat to counteract the dog. Have a look where your feet are, make sure they're parallel with your legs, starting with a nice flat back. So you breathe in to prepare, breathe out, tuck the tailbone under, then really try and work through the spine, piece by piece by piece, until your upper back is lifted and your head has to just hang between your arms. Breath in there, and then as you breathe out, unpeel from your tailbone first, working through flattening middle back, then finally upper back until your head has to lift in line with your spine, ready to go again. So tucking the tailbone under, drawing up through the tummy and the abs, arching through every part of your spine as much as you can until your head drops. Breath in there, breathing out, unpeel from the tailbone, keeping the abs engaged through that tummy button to spine, keeping softness in the shoulder blades and the elbows. And again, tucking under with the tailbone, curling up till the head drops. Breath in, breathing out, send that tailbone away, unpeel and soften through the back until you're back into that straight line. That's lovely. Sit back, give those wrists a nice little roll. And then from there, let's just tuck the toes under. If you need to put fingers on the floor to come up, but roll up one vertebra at a time until you come up to standing. And from there, let's finish with roll downs and a little more side bends just to feel the benefits of class. So nodding the head forward, think tummy button to spine, peeling down piece by piece like we did on our hands and knees. If you need to soften the knees at any point, please do. When you get to your lowest part, just hang, just allow the arms to circle and tummy button to spine, drawing up. Really think drawing those abdominal muscles in, restacking the spine until you come to standing, thinking tall out of the hips. Just finish with a side bend. So from here we're going to go down to your right, reach as far as you can down to the knee, lift that arm up and over your head, underneath arm comes up, reach for the ceiling, press away, same side, reaching down, stretch that arm over, underneath arm comes up, reach for the ceiling, press away, and then down to your left. So reaching down, imagine you're going over between two panes of glass and one side might feel slightly tighter than the other. It just all depends on your body. Pressing away, feeling tall. Final time, sliding down your leg, reaching your arm up, underneath arm comes up. Really reach for the ceiling, press away, leaving your shoulders down, drawing up out of your hips. And thank you. I do hope you enjoyed class. You worked really hard. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want some more classes. See you soon.